Space Dandy, episode 10 review. Let's go. So with this week's episode of Space Dandy, I will say this episode was really, really good. I really enjoyed this. When it comes to the comedy of this episode, the comedy was solid, on point. I was dying a lot of times this episode. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. Some of the stuff in here was so stupid. I have a really funny moment that I have to share with you guys, but that's my favorite moment of the episode, by the way, but I'll go into that later in the review. But yeah, and the character development for Meow was also really, really solid as well. So it made me actually like Meow a little bit more. And overall, this was really nice. A really, really nice episode. Not to mention, when the episode first started, they're like, previously on Space Dandy. I was like, we watching Space Dandy? Space Dandy don't got freaking previously. He's like, we don't go back. We don't go back. We don't have things reoccurring. Like, I was like, what is this? But I like this because honestly, what we got is basically the Godo Empire, and it's a whole war basically that's going on. The Godo Empire trying to flex the muscles, like, we gonna let them outshine us and everything. And so the freaking skeleton guy got his ship and was all trying to like transform or do something. I don't know what they go trying to do, but they blew up, and then he made like this burst of energy just flash and just going through through space basically. And I wonder how far exactly did it travel and so on and so forth. Because really, honestly, with this episode, it really makes me think that the theory that we had before, where we're getting different dandies from different dimensions, is what we're getting here. Like with this episode, it really kind of makes me think that could be possible even more now because of how this all links together. And I can make a whole separate video on that because I don't want to do a whole ramble on it. But it's just, I'm curious how far that light actually traveled, and because at the end of the day, it did hit that planet, it did hit that calendar. It's just very interesting. It just makes me wonder exactly. But yeah, the calendar basically is what made Dandy and the rest of them be stuck in a time loop, because this episode is all about a time loop. These suckers keep constantly doing the same thing over and over and over again. And what's so stupid about this whole thing is like they got stuck in a time loop, right? You would think after maybe the fourth time, like the fourth time at least, that you'd be like, you know what? We've been doing the same thing over and over again. Is there something wrong? But because they're so freaking stupid, because they're all freaking stupid, the robots are freaking stupid, everybody is stupid. They didn't realize until like 108 days later. It was the same day, but it just kept going on. It took them that long just for them to realize. And the thing is, they still didn't really realize. They're like, oh, we're like some time wizards. They're like, no, the freaking narrator was like, no, you idiots. You're like, he had to tell them. He had to tell them. Because you're gonna be stuck here all day. They couldn't figure it out. It's pretty stupid. And so they had to basically flip the page because they had to go on Yoohoo Answers. No, it's not Yahoo. You don't have it right. They said Yoohoo Answers. And they had a whole song about this Yoohoo thing. That was freaking stupid too. But basically, dude was like, just flip the calendar to the next day and everything. Like, oh, okay. And they try to do it and they can't do it. And so they had to get Meow's father, which is a metal worker basically. He makes screws for a living. It's the place is even called a screw industry. It's screw industry. Like it's as simple and plain as that. They make screws. So he's just there and he actually ends up successfully doing it. He's the boss, by the way. He's also funny too. But ultimately they flipped the next day and then they finally were able to get out of it. But the problem here is, even though they got out of the time loop, they still were kind of like in a loop because in this episode, they're still doing the same exact thing from what we got from the first part of the episode. They're doing the same thing, like, oh, we haven't caught a bounty in a while. It's like, well, yeah, we'll just do it tomorrow. Like, yeah, tomorrow's a better day for me too. I was just like, these suckers. But I like the whole time loop idea that they had with this episode, and it was very actually interesting. And actually, one of the days in that time loop, Dandy and I think the robot ended up getting killed because these guys try to steal these guys' car, Meow's friend's car actually, and they think because that car could possibly go into space, and they try to go to space, but then it blows up and kills them. I'm like, whoa. That didn't end well, so you were lucky that the time loop was there at that time, because you would have been dead. I was like, god dang. And when it comes to like Meow and his father and his family and everything, that's why I like about the character development in this episode, because Meow, he was supposed to take over the business for his father, but he decided to not do that and go into space and everything, and he really regretted the decision. Like, he just kind of abandoned his family in a way, and that really was like messing with Meow on the inside. That's why he didn't want to go back to his home planet and everything like that. But he kind of, ultimately ended up feeling a lot better about it, because his father doesn't really mind him doing what he want to go do, because his father, at first he was so proud of him that that his son wanted him to be just like, like him basically. But if he wants to go to space and go do his thing, he's happy about it. He's proud of him that he's doing what he's doing and everything. So it's just a nice little heartwarming little piece that they had going here, and I like that. I like that. And so the thing is, this is my favorite moment of the episode, because this was actually the most funniest part of this episode. It was bad. It was bad. It was just that bad. The thing is, they were at the bar, and the thing is, Meow kind of jokes about this girl, because he knew this girl in the bar and everything like that. She works there, and, you know, she does her thing, and they kind of do each other and everything like that. And he seemed like he actually liked the girl and everything. And he kind of like, because he's drunk, he kind of like jokes, I can stay in this time loop and just be married to you, like, ha ha ha, and everything like that. And she's like, oh, you didn't know? And he's like, no, what? And then the girl's like, I'm gay. I was like, oh, and then the thing is, it's the person that she's gay with. I was like, oh my god, it's the girl that owns the bar. And the thing is, I'm gonna assume this. I assume that old lady there is actually Meow's grandmother, because when Meow's father comes in, he ends up saying, hey mama, don't say that. Now he could be saying like, hey mama, like hot mama, you know, they kind of do that kind of talk or anything like that. But I don't think that that was the case. I actually think that might be his mom in some cases. I don't know, because she does look a little old, you know, but I don't know. I don't know how it is. But I'm just gonna take it I'm gonna take it like that, and it just makes it seem really, really bad. Okay, it just makes it seem really, really bad. But god dang it, that was my favorite part of the episode. Like, I was dying at that part. I was like, I'm done. I am done with this show. I am done. So yeah, I am done. So tell me what your favorite moment is in this episode, and leave a comment below and tell me what you think of the episode as well. Like this review, and subscribe to my channel for when this is more Space Dandy reviews for me. So yeah, it's been the Thabreakmaster, and until then, people, break out.